They said the vaccine was safe. They said the symptoms were mild. But no one told us what it really was for. And now, I can't trust what I see in the mirror. If this story reaches you, do not ignore the signs. Because once it starts, it doesn't stop. I know how this sounds, so let me get this out of the way. I'm not crazy. At least, I wasn't. Not before the shot. It started like everything else over the past few years. News updates, endless debates, and the eventual rollouts. This one was called Protocol Vax 6B, developed under what they claimed was an emergency clearance extension. No one really blinked. We were tired. We were used to the shots, lines, mandates. Except this wasn't public. Not at first. I only knew about it because I volunteered. I was broke, between jobs, and the offer came through a government-linked program I'd signed up for years ago during college. I figured it was just another clinical trial. Some booster, some new version of the same thing. Easy money. $1,500 and one injection. Simple. They said side effects were rare, fatigue, maybe some headaches. But they didn't warn us about the hallucinations. Not that they started right away. No. The first thing I noticed was the mirrors. 2 days after the shot, I woke up in the middle of the night needing water. I passed the hallway mirror, and for a split second, just a flicker, I swear I saw my reflection blink. Out of sync with me. I froze, backed up, and looked normal. I chalked it up to being tired. Until it happened again. And again. By the end of the first week, I started avoiding the mirrors entirely. Not out of fear, but out of instinct. Something deep in my bones told me, it's not just a reflection anymore. Then the voices came. I don't mean voices in my head. I mean external. Echoing. Like radio static inside the walls. It started with whispers. Every night. Always the same word. Observe. That's all it said. Over and over. Until I looked out my window one night and saw the man in the hazmat suit standing across the street. No logo, no vehicle, just standing, watching. I called the clinic, disconnected. I tried reaching out to others from the trial. Only 2 were listed on my contact sheet. One never picked up. The other, a girl named Lena, answered on the first ring, whispering. Don't speak names. They listen through the blood. I thought she was insane, until I started bleeding. My nose wouldn't stop. But the blood wasn't red. It was dark, like ink. I went to the hospital. They ran tests. Everything came back normal. My blood work showed the correct red and white blood cell ratio, proper iron levels. Except they couldn't identify the ejection site on my arm anymore. It was gone. Like the skin had closed up and erased it. I asked if they had any records of my appointment. Nothing. That's when I knew this wasn't a trial. This was a cover-up. The real moment everything snapped, day 14. I was walking home from the corner store and the world glitched. No better word for it. The sky flickered like a busted light bulb. Cars froze mid-motion, the birds stopped mid-air, and for maybe 2 full seconds, everything was silent. Then a voice, deep and mechanical, but vibrating in my bones said, "You are compatible. Phase 2 begins." And just like that, it was over. Time resumed. But I wasn't alone. My reflection was moving again. All the time. It mimicked me until I turned away. Then I could feel it, watching. I put up towels over the mirrors, smashed the ones I couldn't cover, and that's when they came. Black SUVs, no plates, no knock, no warning. I only escaped because Lena texted me a GPS pin and 3 words. They're not human. She wasn't wrong. I found her in a motel room outside of town. She hadn't slept in days. Her pupils were dilated, her skin pale, and the veins in her neck glowed faintly blue under the lamp. She told me the truth. Vax 6B wasn't for any known virus. It was part of an initiative called the Immunity Protocol. Backdoor programmed by DARPA and a private contractor named Vector Biosolutions. The purpose? Prepare human hosts for a shared occupancy. In other words, make us vessels. The vaccine didn't cure anything. It didn't protect us. It opened us. Alter our blood to make us detectable to them. And then, the observers came. Some from other dimensions. Some from behind whatever veil separates our reality from the next. I don't know. But I do know this. Every mirror is now a doorway. And sometimes, I see my reflection smile before I do. Sometimes, I don't see myself at all. I haven't left Lena side in days. She's getting worse. She says she's hearing music coming from the bathtub drain. And this morning, she said I look like someone else. But I am me, aren't I? I just needed to write this down before I forget. Before they take the rest of me. If you got the shot too, look into the mirror tonight. And if your reflection doesn't blink when you do, run. If you like that story, keep your lights on, your mirrors covered, and your curiosity in check. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because you never know when the next experiment begins. Sleep tight, victims.